Hey folks, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Stirling Albion and the RNG Nutters. Last time we finished with my winning the first 3 matches of the Premier Sports Cup, which is Scotland's version of the Carabao Cup, and right before the league kicked off for the season. But first we had one more cup game to play, which was a 2-0 win over Greenock Morton with goals from Hussein and Minna. Our league campaign kicked off with a comprehensive 4-1 win away at Edinburgh City. Sulzbacher got us off the mark after 10 minutes with a close-range tap-in off of a low cross from Hussein, followed 9 minutes later by an almost identical goal, this time from Morrow. We went 3-0 up after 27 minutes when Sulzbacher got on the end of an inch-perfect ball over the top from Hussein and slotted it past the keeper from the edge of the box. Edinburgh pulled one back 3 minutes into the second half with a goal from Jarvis on the counter-attack, but just 6 minutes later we regained our 3-goal cushion when Gnoul was fed the ball at the edge of the area, dribbled past his marker and powered the ball in at the near post. That was the last action of the game and we ran out 4-1 winners. By the by, Hussein assisted all 4 of our goals. He truly dictated the game out there and won player of the match accordingly. Now, I know you're familiar with Hussein from the previous video, but I haven't yet introduced any of these goal scorers, so let's do that now. First is Valentin Sulzbacher. He's a young Austrian striker with, quite frankly, the worst first touch in history. However, his positioning, composure and incredible heading make him a serious threat at any level. And even though his jumping reach is pretty terrible, it doesn't matter because the lad is a giant at 6'8", and at this level he is winning headers without trying. But if that wasn't enough, his acceleration and pace means he's getting to most balls first anyway. The RNG gods did me a solid with this one. Nicholas Morrow is next, and he's an Argentinian striker and attacking midfielder in his prime. He is the most un-South American, given he has about as much flair as the town drunk, but his off-the-ball movement, his first touch and passing, coupled with his natural fitness and stamina, means he can play at a high tempo game after game and is an absolute assist machine. And if that wasn't enough, his elite finishing, heading and long shots means he's a goal threat from anywhere. He's another giant as well at 6'6", which helps with his heading. He also has elite levels of pace, but even if he starts running at kickoff, he won't actually get to his maximum speed before the end of the match. Apparently those big long legs of his can't move very far. Still, this is another player where the RNG gods came good. Sona Gnoul is a Turkish wing-back and centre-back in his prime. His heading is middling, he's very selfish and he can't cross the ball to save his life. But as yet another giant with elite tier pace and acceleration, it doesn't really matter. He can defend down the left just about as well as anybody, and on the attack he can bomb past everyone and play inch-perfect passes. Yet again, the RNG gods blessed us. 3 elite tier giants who commanded first team places all season. Now back to the fixtures, and that first win against Edinburgh City set the tone for the rest of the season, as we just kept winning. We won our first home game of the season 4-0 against Annan Athletic, with Sulzbacher picking up another 2 goals. Our other 3 league games in August were all high-scoring affairs: a 5-1 away win at Forfar, 5-2 at home to East Kilbride, and a 4-3 at home to Stranraer, scoring a total of 22 and conceding 7 across our first 5 games in the league, leaving us top of the table. That sort of firepower on our hands, it's no surprise we were storming all competitions. We also won all cup games this month as well, with a 3-2 away win at Ayr United in the second round of the Premier Sports Cup, and 2 4-3 victories over Hibernian Reserves and Montrose in the KDM Evolution Trophy, which is the Scottish version of the EFL Trophy, that at the time of recording has just been won by Luton Town in real life, so congratulations to Luton. Our flawless record was brought to a crashing halt at the beginning of September in our KDM Trophy match at home to Cove Rangers. 2 second-half goals from Megginson and O'Donnell put them ahead after 60 minutes. Hussein got one back for us 10 minutes from time, but it was nothing more than a consolation goal, as Cove held strong to pick up the win. We got back to winning ways in the league, winning all 3 games this month, scoring a total of 10 goals and conceding 3, with Rose scoring in every game, including this solo run from the halfway line, and this lovely volley. Rose is another name you've heard a couple of times, but you still haven't seen, so here he is. He's not brilliant, but he's certainly good enough for the lower leagues in Scotland. His high finishing, acceleration and concentration make him devastating at this level, so he's used as cover for all the attacking positions. We had 2 more cup games in September. We absolutely dominated the Aberdeen Reserves in the KDM Trophy, running out 4-3 winners, a scoreline that flatters them despite their loss. This came directly after our first truly big test of the season, and it was a doozy. the Premier Sports Cup quarter-final at home against Rangers. They took first blood after just 7 minutes thanks to a lovely team goal that ended with Diomande skipping past Diallo in the box and pulling the ball back to an unmarked Cameron to slot one home from 7 yards out. Not the ideal start for us. They weren't ahead for long though, as just 5 minutes later Gnoul carried the ball down the left wing, played across to Morrow at the penalty spot, who headed it down for Nani to play a one-touch pass to Sulzbacher to score a volley from right on the edge of the 6-yard area. We took the lead just after the half-hour mark when Hussein capped off a beautiful team goal that started with Gnoul in our penalty area, and then scored our third just before half-time when Morrow got on the end of a whip cross from Wallian. Rangers pulled one back on 85 minutes with a tidy goal from Miovski, but it was too little too late and we ran out 3-2 winners, knocking our Scottish Premier League opponents out of the cup to advance to the semi-finals. Our strong form continued into October, once again winning all of our league matches to keep our 100% record, but once again we were halted in our tracks in the KDM Trophy with a 4-3 loss at home to Dundee Reserves. And then once again we were right back to winning ways with our opening match in the Scottish Cup second round, which is the Scottish FA Cup, with a comfortable 4-0 win away at Troon. November kicked off with our Premier Sports Cup semi-final match against Motherwell. Nothing of note happened in the first half, or in fact for the majority of the second half, but then on 79 minutes, Motherwell took the lead after a long ball over the top from Sparrow landed at Slattery's feet so he could run into the box and score from about 12 yards out. A goal this late in the game could have been devastating, but it wasn't. 9 minutes later, Morozov stripped Wells of the ball in our half, played it down the left for Rose, who took 2 touches to play it forwards to Hussein, who turned in place at the edge of the area to slide rule a pass to the feet of Yamada to even up the score with just 2 minutes plus extra time left. It looked like a draw was on the cards, but then our very last attack in the final minute of extra time was put out for a corner. Denham passed the ball to Rose, who was lurking outside the box. Rose played the ball straight back, and Denham then returned it right back again. At which point Rose had enough fun and chose to nonchalantly place the ball in the top corner from the middle of the D with the last kick of the game, allowing us to run out 2-1 winners and take us to the Premier Sports Cup final. This was followed by another league win over East Kilbride, and then a third loss in the KDM Trophy, this time away to Inverness Caledonian Thistle. For some reason, the easiest trophy available to us was proving to be the only one offering any kind of challenge. But once again, we finished out the month strongly with 2 more league wins and a 5-1 demolition job of Cove Rangers in the third round of the Scottish Cup as revenge for beating us earlier in the season in the KDM Trophy. Now, speaking of the KDM Trophy, I'm guessing some of you might be confused how I've lost 3 matches in the competition, but I'm still involved in it. So let me break it down for you. The first round is a league system of 30 teams, made up of all teams from Leagues 1 and 2, and the reserve teams for the 10 Scottish Premiership teams. Each team plays 6 games against randomly selected opponents, and after all the teams have played their 6 games, the top 22 teams move on to round 2, where the league format is abandoned, and they are joined by the 10 teams from the Scottish Championship to make a 32-team knockout competition instead. My 3 wins and 3 losses in the league phase put us right in the middle of the pack in 12th position, meaning we move on to round 2 of the competition, starting the knockout phase. A match that we won in December after comfortably defeating Greenock Morton, a Scottish Championship side, 3-1 at home, with Lindsay Rose picking up another goal and a Player of the Match award. We won all 5 of our league games in December, maintaining our 100% winning record in the league, but there was a more important matchup waiting for us. The Premier Sports Cup final against Kilmarnock, another Scottish Premier League team. We dominated proceedings in the first half, taking 12 shots to their 1, with 7 on target, but there wasn't a single highlight to speak of. In fact, we didn't get a highlight at all until the 52nd minute, when Sulzbacher switched play with a long ball over the top to Hussein, who controlled the ball with his first touch, looped it across with his second, and Sulzbacher got on the end of it with a volley from about 3 yards out. The highlight didn't stop there though, as less than 90 seconds later we had the ball in the back of the net again. Morrow played a long through ball over the top for Akhmetov to run on to and bury it. This opened the floodgates as we had highlight after highlight of close calls until the 69th minute saw us go 3-0 up. Nice. Yet another long ball over the top from Nani dropped right in front of Sulzbacher, who slotted it past Stryjek for his second of the game. Apparently, the secret to defeating Kilmarnock is Route 1 football. We went 4-0 up in the 80th minute when Sulzbacher turned provider for Hussein with a, you guessed it, long ball over the top. For most teams that would have been enough to shut up shop and let the time run down, but not for us. There were 3 whole minutes added on for extra time, and in the second of those 3 minutes, Zamora got a cross into Yamada, whose header was saved, but Hussein was right there to pick up the loose ball for his second and our 5th goal of the match, to see us run out the winners 5-0 for our first trophy of the save, Stirling's first trophy ever, and another new addition to my meta challenge list. And that brings us to the end of December and the end of the video. Next time we will do the second half of the season and the January transfer window. The first window where our players could possibly move on to other clubs. I'll do my best to keep them, but we'll have to see what happens. Will I be going into February with a new crop of RNG nutters? Well, we will have to wait and see. But for now though, as always, I hate to love you and leave you, so I'm just going to leave you. Bye bye!